Hello, great souls. Welcome to Yoga for Everybody, Chair Yoga Flow. Let's begin with a centering. So coming into a comfortable seat with your body relaxed, your shoulders relaxed down from the ears, the spine lifted and lengthened, imagining that energy is rising from the base of your spine up through to the crown of your head, just kind of lifting the physical body as you relax into your seat, belly relaxed as you breathe. Closing the eyes if that's comfortable, lifting the inward gaze as if you were looking out to a distant mountain peak, which draws energy towards the forehead and the point between the eyebrows, the spiritual eye or sixth chakra in yoga. Bring awareness to your feet. You can wiggle your toes a little bit, press your feet down into the ground. If it's comfortable, turn the palms of the hands upward in a receptive position. And keep the breath flowing by taking some deep, full breaths in and out. With your next inhale, filling your lungs to capacity. Noticing how that feels to fill the lungs. And then as you exhale, emptying them completely. Again, with your next inhale, filling the lungs to capacity. Pause for a moment and feel the experience of a full lung, full body of prana and life force. And then as you exhale, visualize that prana washing through the whole body as you empty the lungs. Inhale fully and completely. Pause for a moment to experience that. And exhale fully and completely. One more time, deep, full breath in. Pausing for a moment or two, and then exhale fully. Now simply allow the breath to flow on its own without controlling it in any way. And just notice how that feels as you breathe. Can you still feel a sense of the lungs filling up? Maybe not to capacity, which is fine. And as you exhale, noticing that experience, again, it may not feel that they've emptied completely. It's okay. And then let's bring the hands to the heart center, palms together, honoring the inner light, the inner wisdom of your own soul nature, that which is within you and all beings, divine essence, with namaste. Namaste. Okay, so I was thinking this morning, depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching it live, yesterday was Mother's Day, and in Ananda we celebrate that as Divine Mother's Day. So all of us being channels of the divine, all of us having an opportunity to embody and express and share the energy of divine love as a divine friend, a divine mother. Yogananda encouraged us to see the world as our whole family and to live in that way as divine friends, divine brothers and sisters, divine mothers and fathers. And so I thought it was appropriate to maybe talk a little bit about that energy, working with divine love energy, which naturally brings us to the topic of chakras. Because as I mentioned when I had us bring our hands to our heart, this is the heart center, and this is the fourth chakra in the yoga system. It's the center of feeling and the center of love. And when that love is purified, it's divine love. So it's a love that's compassionate to all, rather than singular, only loving or caring for a few. Yogananda had a famous expression, us for and no more. And it's a consciousness that really is only able to share love and support with our immediate sense of family. And he said, we're all family. So we expand our consciousness and expand ourselves by relating and at least practicing relating to the whole world as our family. One of our affirmations is, I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. And this is a seated spinal twist. We'll practice that today. It draws energy into the heart center, and then that energy continues to rise to the point between the eyebrows, which Swami Kriyananda said purifies the energy. So the spinal twist, seated spinal twist, pours prana and life force here, and then it continues to rise to this point, purifying the energy. And the affirmation supports the flow of what's happening within the practice. So another thing about chakras is that we practice when we bring them consciously into our yoga practice, we bring them in with an awareness of the whole system. Chakras are a complete system, so we don't only focus on one area. Every one of the poses will ultimately stimulate all of our chakras in a positive way, these energy centers. So if you're not familiar with the chakras, they start at the base of the spine and move upward to the point between the eyebrows and then ultimately the crown chakra. Yogananda encouraged us to work with the first 6. There's 7 energy centers. He said that when we've reached balance and harmony with all the chakras up to this point, it will naturally rise on its own to the 7th chakra, which is the seat of liberation. So in Ananda Yoga, we're often talking about those first 6 chakras, although we recognize and honor that there are 7 chakras. So let's see, I think I'll just talk about different parts of it as we practice today. What I'll say quickly about the energy centers is that there are elements that go along with them. The first is earth, base of the spine. The second is water. That's just up from the base of the spine in this area here. And that the third is the solar plexus, and that is fire. The fourth, as I mentioned, is the heart center, and that's air or prana. The fifth is here in the throat. And this is what Yogananda called ether. So it's more refined than air. And then the base of the skull, all the way through to the point between the eyebrows, is the 6th chakra, which he called super ether. Even more refined than ether. And this is the seat of super consciousness. So I'll touch upon that as we move through the chakras and just see where it takes us today. So we've centered ourselves, we've brought ourselves to a state of readiness for practice, which is important with yoga. We practice training ourselves to be fully present, so we're not absent-minded in what we do. Let's come up into standing, and we'll come into Dirga Pranayam 2. This is called the full yogic breath flow. I'll turn my chair to the side. I will say that you can practice this seated. So if you stay in your seat, you can practice this without standing. Let me just show you what that looks like. I'm exhaling as I come down, and I'm inhaling as I flow up. And there's a slight arch in the spine. If you're standing, you can face the chair and use the seat for support, or you can stand near the chair but not using it if that's fine for you. So we inhale, the arms come up, we expand wide, slight arch in the spine, and then exhale, the hands are close to the body and they're in front of the body. You exhale, come down, surrender, release, arms come out to the side slightly, knees can be bent a little bit. When you're ready to come up, you press down on the feet, use the strength of the legs to bring you up. And you tune into a quality of harmony and balance. Harmony and balance between the breath and the body movement. Harmony and balance between the flow of energy within you. And as we practice, you might notice that the hands move in front of each of the energy centers of the chakras. So there's a subtle stimulation of each of those energy centers, helping us to connect with this energy and utilize the gifts that it offers us. The next time that we come up, we'll reach, extend, and then exhale, arms down to the side. And pause for a moment. And Tadasana, again, standing or seated. And just notice how you feel as you're standing or sitting here. Then we'll bring the hands to the heart center for circle of light, circle of joy. Here we inhale, fingers interlace and elbows lift up. We exhale and hands move out in front. Inhale, lift and lengthen, stretch tall, enjoy the stretch. As the arms come down, we use the mind to visualize light and joy surrounding us. The fingers come behind the back, the hands rather, fingers interlaced. We move the hands back as far as is comfortable. When you're ready to release, you exhale. Palms come back together and hands to the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale, you can follow me or go at your own pace. Inhale, lift and lengthen, stretch the whole body. Release. Light and joy surround you. Fingers interlace behind you. Inhale and exhale. Palms together. Hands at the heart and down to the side. We'll step the feet slightly apart. You don't need to move your legs at all if you're in the chair. We'll practice side to side stretching. So inhale, left arm up. Lift and lengthen. Exhale over. Rotate the head to look to the sky, reaching through the fingertips. See if you can feel that opening all along the left side of the body as you stretch. And reach. Deep, full breaths in and out. And then we'll inhale up and exhale down. Nice. And then we'll go to the other side. So right arm comes up, lift and lengthen, and exhale over. And rotate the head to look to the sky, reaching through the fingertips. Notice if you feel a difference on this side of the body. If one side is a little more naturally open, or just something to be aware of without judgment. Breathing into the stretch. See if you can sense the breath helping the body to relax as you stretch. Very nice. We'll inhale up and exhale down. So that side to side stretch, I'll bring my feet back together in the circle of light and circle of joy. I can feel that from my hip area all the way up. So this is the torso, right? The upper body, so those stimulating those upper chakras. Full yogic breath was all of them. A nice way to balance is to stretch out the legs a little bit, so that stimulates the lower chakras. So I'll do this. Let me use the back of the chair. You're welcome to come down into a rounded spine, or you can use the back of the chair to support you. If you're using the back, you'll use this. If you're rounding, you'll release like this. So I'll let you know when we do that part. Okay, so we're all standing to begin. Hands on the thighs, lift and lengthen. Exhale forward. You'll come about a quarter to halfway down. And here, you reach through the crown of your head and your tailbone. And that lengthens the spine. It also strengthens the muscles that surround the spine as well as the bones. This is a bone strengthening asana.
Padahastasana, the jackknife pose. So see if you can feel that stretch on the back of the legs and sense that stretch extending through the back, through the spine. Feet connected to the earth. And then we'll move into relaxation phase. So you can round the spine or bring your hands to the back of the chair. I like to step back a little further away from the chair. I line my ears up with my upper arms. So this is a nice way to practice a fairly neutral spine of the second phase. If it's better for you not to, bring your head lower than the heart. Or if it's just, sometimes it's because of a physical need we do this, other times it just feels good. It's just a nice option. The affirmation is, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. To come out of the pose, you'll either roll yourself up or walk towards the chair and bring yourself back to Tadasana. Pause for a moment and see if you feel a sense of balance and harmony in the whole body. You've been stretching and moving and working with the whole body system. Deep, full breath in and out. Very nice. Let's come into our seat and we'll practice. I'll face you first, a hip opener. So this is known as royal pigeon pose. And again, I'll just be mentioning this as we practice. It'll focus primarily in one area, but then as you tune into the pose, you can sense often how every part of the body is engaged. So the first thing I do is position my right leg so that I feel stable in my seat and I'm close to the edge of the chair. I take my left ankle and cross that over the right thigh, lifting and lengthening through the spine. I can feel already a deep opening in that left hip area. So one option is to stay just like this, not to move any more than this. Breathing into it, and I start here, and I always take a few breaths just to let my body adjust to this and notice today, each day is different. Where's my body today? If it feels like a deeper movement into the posture would be beneficial, a way to deepen that, to intensify the stretch, is to lengthen through the spine on the inhale, bring palms of the hands together, and begin to lean forward, leading with the heart center. So maintaining a neutral spine as much as possible. A few more deep breaths. Really consciously practicing with a quality of relaxation, so not pushing, not striving. More and more, it's a practice of offering ourselves into the pose. As you continue to relax, you can turn the palms of the hands upward in a receptive position. If it works for your body and it's comfortable, you can release the head, rounding the spine into the stretch. And as you breathe, just imagine that your breath is flowing through the whole body. The affirmation is, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. To come out of the pose, we inhale up, uncross, sit for a moment, and just see if you can notice a difference on the left side and right side of the body. One of the other things that we practice in yoga is awareness of balance and imbalance. So when we have an opportunity to notice when the body is not balanced, it helps us recognize this in daily life.
as well as when the body feels balanced. So if I were to get up and walk away and not practice anymore, I would feel an imbalance in my body. The left side is more open and free, the right side a little tenser. So let's give the body some balance here. I'll turn to the side to show you what the pose looks like from the side. The pose is called Rajaka Pottanasana, the royal pigeon pose. So now I position my left leg for stability. You can see I'm away from the back of the chair. I've brought my right ankle over the left thigh, relaxing the shoulders down from the ears. I sit with a lengthened spine, relaxing my belly as I breathe. And again, initially, the primary experience of the pose is here in the hip area that's being opened up. But as I relax and send my breath through the whole body, there's a movement of energy and an extension of the experience of the asana that moves beyond this location. And if I feel that I can go forward a bit and it would be helpful, I lengthen the spine on the inhale, leading with the heart, I begin to exhale. Bring the palms of the hands together. And I don't go to my maximum limit. I'm just behind that. So I want to help the body come into the pose with a sense of ease. It's okay to challenge ourselves. It's good to challenge ourselves, but we don't want to challenge ourselves so much that the body pulls back and resists. Nice, deep, full breaths. And at any point, if you like, you can release the head and neck and turn the palms upward, rounding the spine. Mentally affirming, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. To come out of the pose, we inhale up, uncross the legs, turn the palms of the hands upward. This is seated Vajrasana, the firm pose, and we pause here with a relaxed body and relaxed breath. See if you can sense a greater quality of balance now in the body. Draw the energy to the point between the eyebrows. Mentally affirming, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Letting go of all thoughts of the future, releasing all concerns of the past, resting our consciousness in this moment only, the eternity of now. Very nice. So let's practice the spinal twist. We'll take the left leg and cross that over the right. Here, let me come. I'll face the front for this and then turn to the side maybe. It can be nice to see it from different angles. So left leg comes over the right. You could practice with legs side by side if crossing over is a little too much for your body. I like to draw my hands on the knees sometimes to lift my spine. Relax the shoulders, and then I'm going to turn towards the left, starting at the base of the spine. So inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. And you keep doing that until you get to the point where you feel like you've come into a complete spinal twist for your body. You can use the chair to support you in the twist, holding on to it with one of your hands if you like. Just be careful not to pull yourself into the twist. You really want to let the body guide you. Looking back in the direction of your left shoulder, this is the beautiful affirmation, I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. With each deep breath in, you can imagine it is happening, that prana and life force and energy is flooding the heart center. It continues to rise to the spiritual eye, that seat of super conscious awareness where we sense and experience the quality of unity, kinship, friendship with all. Very nice. To come out of the pose, we lift on the inhale, exhale, unwind, uncross. Pause for a moment. Closing the eyes if it's comfortable. Can you sense, well, what do you sense? That's what we practice. Just noticing energy flow, awakening, slight imbalance in the body, whatever's there. And then we'll go to the other side. So now we'll take the right leg and we'll cross that over the left and we'll be turning towards the right. So lengthen the spine. This time I'm going to turn towards the side so you can see the side angle. So lengthen, inhale, and as you exhale, begin to twist towards the right. Lift and lengthen, exhale. Lift and lengthen, exhale. Here you can hold the chair if that's helpful. And ultimately looking back in the direction of the right shoulder, keeping the spine lengthened, the body relaxed. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Visualize waves of energy, divine healing energy, moving out from within your own highest self, your own nature of divine light, friendship to all. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. Very nice. Inhale and exhale. Release, unwind. Pause here for a moment. See if you can feel the whole spine has been engaged here. Even the legs have been stimulated. So each of those energy centers of the chakras are awakened, and we visualize these centers as lotus flowers turned upward, the energy rising within you to the point between the eyebrows. We'll come into a seated backward bend. So the hands can be here halfway back or all the way back, coming forward in the seat. Lift through the heart center. And this is Ustrasana, the camel pose. See if you can feel how the spine is dynamically engaged. The affirmation, with calm faith, I open to thy light. So you feel yourself opening to the flood of divine light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. Deep breath in and out, release. Pause with the hands on the thighs. Inhale, lay the torso across the thighs, release the head and neck. This is Balasana, the child's pose. Deep breath in and out. Then bring yourself back to Vajrasana. The hands come to the heart once again. Om, peace. Amen. Okay, dear souls, let's send out light and joy to all. Om. Wishing you a beautiful day. So good to be with you today.